There's another one in the back? Okay. As long as you guys are aware, that's what counts. All right, so bring your feet together at the top of the mat. And if it feels safe, like if it feels good to you, just close your eyes for a moment. Know that everybody around you has got your back. Me and my team, we've got your back. So right here in this moment, I want you to feel some level of ease, standing here in the park with your feet on the ground. I want you to have no concerns except that you need to take care of yourself and you need to breathe. Let's see if we can stand with our feet together. Feel the big toes touch and then lift and spread all of the toes. I want you to feel all 10 of them on purpose, like pressing down into the earth, and then shift a little bit of your weight back into your heels. Feel how that feels, to keep the toes grounded, but also stand in the heels. I spend a lot of time teaching and instructing about the footprint because it matters. Right now, as you press down into the earth, you are actually making a connection, physically and energetically, to the stability and the strength of that platform beneath you. And whenever anything touches, like there's an energy transfer. So you could actually be drawing up and in the amazing energy of Mother Earth. And just the same, you can be transferring down into her what you carry. And then as we breathe and we all share this same air, we also are connecting. We're breathing together. And this beautiful earth, this planet, she's breathing, right? So just for a moment, could you imagine that maybe you're part of something bigger than you? Here we are, people all over the planet right now, in this moment, together with us, way beyond this park. We tune in from, I can't remember the numbers, I'm so terrible with numbers, but it's like 40-something countries, 30-something states, right? All of us together with our feet on the same earth, breathing the same air. Our lives, our worlds, our consciousness are so much bigger than what is right before us. So as we breathe and move today, know that we're part of that. We're part of something bigger. Keep those feet on the ground. Start to let your arms rise and fill your lungs really big, bigger than you have all morning. Exhale, bring the arms back down by your sides. We're going to move and breathe. Inhale, arms reach, filling up. This time, exhale, forward fold. Fold all the way in. Let your head down humbly. Notice the footprints. Keep those feet steady. Come halfway up on the inhale, lengthen your spine, then exhale, fold in. Get used to breathing and moving. Keep the feet grounded. Inhale, rise up. Head up, chest up, reach those arms high, and then exhale your hands right into your heart. That's it. You can do it with your eyes open or closed. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your in-breath. Fill your lungs. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rising up. All the way up. Stretch and reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Inhale, arms reach again. Exhale, take a little stretch to the right. Inhale, arms come up to center. Exhale, take a little stretch to the left. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, release your arms by your sides. Good. Again, inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Go ahead and step back to plank. Soften your knees, place those hands down, step it back and hold. Try to take the gaze a little forward. Make your legs a little more sturdy behind you. Assistants, if you see anyone with their booty sticking out, try to help them draw the tailbone down. Keep the legs active. Let's press through the handprints a little more purposefully. Straighten your elbows. Push the floor away from you. Keep feeling that feeling of pushing the floor away from you as you bend your elbows and move a little forward and down to the earth. Lay yourself on her. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, release your chest, tuck your toes, and move back to downward facing dog. That's it. Now we feel a really nice connection in the hands and the feet. And because you're pressing down, I want you to do your very best to lift everything else up. Lift the belly, lift the hips, lift the front of your thighs. We're going to start to play with a concept that's called press and rebound. Take one more breath in, push back just a little. And then exhale, look at your hands. Go ahead, walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Come halfway up, inhale. Fold deeply, exhale. Using a flat back, belly in, rise all the way up, hinge at the hips and reach. Exhale, hands come right to heart center. Again, inhale, arms reach, moving and breathing. Exhale and fold. Lift on the inhale, halfway up. Go to plank and lower on the same exhale. Both feet back, take it down, forward and slowly. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. Give yourself a couple of breaths here just to check in with your body. Check in with your breath. Check in with how it feels to press down into the mat and lift high into the air. And see if you can just remember to tap into that feeling that it's not just you doing your yoga, but that you are part of something way bigger. Imagine that we carry on the tradition of yoga that's been done on this earth by human beings for thousands of years. Take one more breath, push back a little, and then look forward. Let's walk our feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold deeply. With a flat back, rise up to standing. Push down and reach high. And then bring the hands right to your heart. Good. Inhale, chair pose. Go ahead, bend your knees, reach your arms. Humans have been hating this pose for thousands of years. And we still carry it forward because it has purpose. There is so much information to be learned here. Can you draw your tailbone down and draw your front ribs in? Just a little bit. Feel how strong your core is. And then I love the way you're all reaching. I want you to reach even more, but as you reach with your arms and straighten your elbows, can you please soften your shoulders? Yes. Our practice does not have to be aggressive. It can be strong. Our yoga should have a grace. Take one more breath. Come all the way to standing. Push through your feet. Stretch back a little bit. Open the front of the hips. And then bring your hands right back to heart center. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Lift halfway on the inhale. Take your right leg and make a big step back. Step a little wide, keep that foot out toward the right, and then we're going to twist open to the left. Right hand stays down. Your first rotation in your spine. When we first start the practice, I'm very aware that we have 6 beautiful ways of moving the spine, and I want to make sure we do them all before we dive deep into our poses. Now, right here, there is an action you could take to make the muscles around your spine a little more juicy. So I want you to think about bringing your right rib cage and your right shoulder in toward the midline. As you bring that in, you can open up the left chest. That's it. Those are your obliques that are helping your waistline turn. Feel those squeeze a little bit. Shrink your waistline. And and then slowly release it. Place your hand down. Let's take one big step back, right into down dog. We're gonna skip all of those goodies in between. Hips high, head low, breath steady. Believe it or not, all of these movements are natural. We should be able to move in all different kinds of shapes, all different directions in order to keep ourselves healthy. Notice that dogs don't do yoga, but they stretch and move and roll around and do all kinds of things all day long. Somehow we have lost our connection. Let's take one more breath. Walk the hands toward the back of the mat. So move back towards your feet. Bend your knees 90 degrees. That means drop your booty a little bit low. And then sweep your arms behind you. As the arms sweep back, I want you to try to lift your chest and look to the front edge of your mat. Keep those feet flat. Imagine I gave you a ball and you had it between your knees and you could squeeze it. Yeah. That's it. Your feet should be about hip distance apart at the back of the mat. So the feet are not together here. The feet are open. Open the feet up a little bit. That's it. Now can you lift your arms higher than your body? Yeah, I know you can. Let's do it again. Lift the arms a little higher. Make them a little straighter. And then bring them closer together. Clasp them. Take a deep breath. Clasp the fingers together. Clasp the fingers together. Yes. Take a breath and then exhale, fold. There's a cool breeze. Perfect moment. Let the head down. Keep feeling those arms straightening and lengthening and up away from your back. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. Be gentle with yourself. Keep feeling those feet on the ground. All 10 toes have some weight. The heels have some weight. On your exhale, let your hands go. Come halfway up, inhale, look forward, and then walk it out into plank pose. In plank, our legs get super strong. The hands are under the shoulders. It's a long pose. You get to take up space on your mat. Don't be afraid to walk your hands forward more. Make sure the tailbone comes in. And then one breath. Exhale as you lower down slowly. Inhale for cobra, a gentle back bend, hips on the ground. Exhale, take it back into downward facing dog. We're just going to take one breath here, just one. And then on the exhale, look forward and start to walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Every movement mindful. Come halfway up, inhale. Fold deeply on the exhale. And then bend your knees, chair pose. Now the feet are together, the knees are bent. We're trying not to stick the booty out. So it's so natural in this pose that when we go to sit that we do that. We stick it out, right? So I want you to draw the tailbone down. Draw the front ribs in a little bit. If you already have your tailbone down and your ribs in, don't do it more, because then you're going to be like a scared dog. Like you can't open up into the pose. So we're looking to create space. In every shape, we want to be consciously aware that we're not trying to compress, but we're trying to create space. So reach a little higher, look a little higher. As you reach, relax your shoulders. Relax your shoulders, yeah. Now push through your feet, come all the way up. You could even stretch back a little. And then exhale, bring your hands right to heart center. Good. Inhale, keep moving, keep breathing, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Come halfway up on the in-breath, and then the left leg is going to lunge back. It's a big step toward the back of the mat. Try to keep it to the left side, and then left hand roots down as we twist open to the right. That's it. And so right here, just the same, we're trying to find the muscles around your waistline. We want to find the muscles in your core. So the left side of your body, your left ribs, your left shoulder are turning in toward the midline. As you push into your left hand, you might be able to open the right chest just a little bit more. Maybe tip your ears back, feel the spine lengthen. There you go. Give it one more breath, twist on the exhale, and then eyes down, hands down. Take a big step back into down dog. Lift your hips high, let your head hang low. Feel. Right? Feel the handprints, feel the footprints, creating space, and an inner knowing that you are carrying forth this beautiful practice. That somehow there's an awakening in you, and you know how good it is for you, and you understand the reason why we are still doing it. Let's take one more breath. Push back just a touch. And then look at your hands. We're going to walk our feet to the top of the mat. Good. Come halfway up. Inhale. Fold on your exhale. Bend those knees. Here comes chair pose one more time. See if you can do it with your big toes touching. Your heels don't have to touch, and your knees certainly don't need to squeeze. If you're squeezing your knees, just think about that. Like if I said raise your hands, actually you already all have your hands up, so that wouldn't work. But just imagine if I said, are you squeezing your knees, that you would be able to say, oh yeah, that's me. And then you let the knees open up. Like you could slide some paper between the knees, at least a little bit of space there. That's it. Check in with your footprints, and then push into those footprints. Come all the way up, maybe stretch back a little, and then bring it to the heart. Good. All right, we're going to take it up a notch. Inhale, chair, one breath only, and then exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale, and then go to plank and lower. You both feet step back, and you lower forward and down onto your belly. Inhale into cobra pose. Do the back bend of your choice. And then exhale into down dog. Downward facing dog. We all see our dogs do this all the time. We have so much to learn from nature. I don't know why sometimes we think we are separate from instead of one with. Let's step the right foot forward. As the right foot steps, stay on your left toes and come into your first high crescent lunge. Lift from your heart. Reach your arms up overhead. That's it. I want you to stay high on that back heel. So really, don't be afraid to bend your toes. Let's see if we can bring the left hip and the left ribs a little more forward. And then just be a little daring. See if you can bend the front knee just a touch deeper. I like what I see. Relax your shoulders. Reach from your elbows. Reach to your fingers. Give me one more breath. And then exhale, hands to the earth. Touch down, step back lightly, and lower. Inhale into the back bend of your choice. Cobra pose is my favorite. Exhale, downward facing dog. Try it on the other side. The left foot steps up. We stay on the right toes. Try to keep some width on your stance. We don't want to stand on a tightrope. We don't want to step one foot in front of the other. We use the space of the mat. That left foot should be on the left side of the mat. Move that front foot forward. You'll be way more stable. Establish some stability in that back foot. Come high on your toes. Don't be afraid to lift that back heel. That's it. Now start to be a little curious. Bend into the front knee. See what happens. The sensations just change. Now, relax your shoulders, relax your eyes, and reach from your heart. Just reach to your fingertips. Take a breath. When you're ready, put your hands back on the earth. Touch down, step back, and lower. Inhale, open the heart space wide during the back bend, and then push back into downward facing dog. All right, we're going to turn it up a notch. We're starting to get a little bit of heat, yeah? All right, the right foot steps up, the left foot turns in flat this time. So step the right foot to the right side of the mat, turn the back foot flat behind you, and rise for warrior one. Both footprints matter. So even like we stood in Tadasana at the beginning of the practice, you felt all 10 of your toes on the ground and weight in your heels. That might shift you back a little bit in the pose. That's what I want. I want you to stand in your back leg. I want you to feel the sensations in the front of your left hip. Stay nice and tall. Keep reaching for the sky. And then bend a little deeper into that front knee. Just feel it. Your body will tell you exactly when you need to stop. And I promise you, the body doesn't lie. It's your head, it's your mind that's going to manipulate all of the sensations and all the information, but your body will always tell you the truth. Take one more breath, and then go ahead and flow. Hands go down, step back lightly, lower slowly. Stay with your breath, inhale in cobra, and then exhale into downward facing dog. We'll try it on the other side. It's called warrior one. Left foot steps up, right foot turns in. Ground the feet, rise up. Give me the most beautiful and full expression of your pose. With this inner knowing that you are part of something bigger. If we minimize the practice to our own perfection in executing poses, we are missing all of the magic. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your heart express. The warrior is full of passion. Right now, could you get your chest plate to turn forward? Could you put a little more weight into the back leg as you bend into the front knee? And that is not because you're trying to look perfect for the magazine cover. It's because you want to light up the energy of your body. You want to awaken the strength that exists in your heart, the courage to come out and try. Take one more breath and then let it go. Hands go down, step back lightly, lower slowly. Inhale, cobra, and then push it back, down dog. Are you breathing? Are you fully in your practice? When we get present and we get still, we have no idea what is going to be downloaded into us. We have no idea what kind of information and insights we're going to have. So be right here, right now. Be in the moment. Take one more breath. And then look forward. Let's walk our feet to the top of the mat. Come halfway up on the inhale. Fold deeply on your exhale. Bend your knees for chair pose. And then push through your feet. Come all the way to standing. Stretch back a little. Exhale your hands right into your heart. We're going to put that all together. We have all of the pieces. We have touched every element of the sun salutation B. So I want you to really be careful about the rhythm of your breath. And when I say careful, it's not like be weary. It means full of care, right? Mindfulness. So find the rhythm of your breath right now. Feel it. How long are the inhales? How long are the exhales? Each one of those breaths give you time to make your transitions without flipping and flopping and dragging and moaning, right? Each breath gives you time. Now we're going to move on that breath through the whole Surya Namaskar B. I will guide you, but I want you to really do it with your own breath. Don't try to match my cueing. My cueing is out there in the air for you to just remember the order of the poses. I want you to really, truly find yourself in your yoga. So on your inhalation, do chair pose. It's only one breath. As soon as you're ready to exhale, you're going to forward fold. On your inhalation, you lift the chest and lengthen your spine. As you exhale, both feet back and lower. Take a deep breath while you do cobra pose. And use your exhale to come to warrior. So you're going to push back and step up with your right foot. Your inhale happens as you rise up into warrior one. And then you exhale, hands back down, step back lightly and lower. Keep emptying out, emptying out. Take a deep breath in cobra. As you exhale, we're going to warrior. So push back, left foot steps. Rise on the inhalation, reach for the sky, and then when you exhale, put it down. Hands down, step back, and lower. Take a breath through cobra pose, and then we meet in down dog. We all spend 5 breaths there. And I love how some of you are moving faster than me, some of you are moving slower than me. There is nothing more beautiful than to watch a sea of people, a diverse group of people, doing their yoga practice, checking in. Take one more breath. Let's push back a little bit. And then exhale as you look forward. Walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Come halfway up on the inhale. Really lengthen your spine. Pull the belly in. And then keep it lifted as you fold. Belly stays in. Drop the head low. Here comes chair pose. Bend those knees. Sweep the arms. Hold right there. Bring your hands to your heart. Feet are together here. Feels way stronger when the feet are grounded. All right, I like what I see. Bend in just a little lower. Touch your fingertips to the floor. Try to keep your heels flat. We're sitting low. Bend those knees, bend those knees, bend those knees. Look forward. This is that moment when the teacher starts to agitate you. Yeah. I want you to drop your booty a little more. See if you can get your hips as about the same height as your knees. And then feel the muscles. Feel them working. Pull the belly to the spine and come back to chair pose. Don't lift your hips. Just lift your arms. Lift your chest. Take a breath. Now push through your feet and come up. Oh, stretch it back. Enjoy the space. And then exhale, hands come right to heart center. I do it because I love you. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. We don't even know what we're capable of. There is just so much strength in us that we barely tap it. Come halfway up, inhale. Go to plank pose. We're going to hold plank. I want you to really take a moment and feel the integration of this pose. If you get all of your muscles working as a team, if your legs are working, if your muscles around the pelvis, the pelvic floor, the lower belly, if they are working, if your whole front body is pulled in to support the spine and you're pushing with your arms, the pose just isn't that bad. Take one more breath. And then tip your hips back to down dog. Just lift the hips, stretch back, take a little weight out of the upper body. Let's all take a breath. Let out a big old sound. So good. Come back to plank pose. Remember the integration. You can get it in one breath. And then roll over onto your right side. Push a little more into your right hand and then lift the left arm up to the sky. It's side plank. Your legs should have the same level of integration. You're still working your hips. The belly is to the spine. Draw your head back. Open your chest. Good. Eyes down, hands down. Lower yourself slowly. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale back into down dog. You never thought you would love down dog, right? Until this moment. Make sure your handprints are flat. We don't want to lift the knuckles. It makes too much pressure in the wrists. Spread out your fingers. Make a really good handprint in the mat. Lift your hips as high as you can. Let's take one more breath.
What's that you play?
And then come forward into your plank pose. Find the integration. Push a little more through the left hand and then lift your right arm up to the sky. That's it. Get on the edges of your feet. I want you to feel the lateral border of your feet. It's the strongest part. Put the side of your foot on the mat. Turn this one, turn it. Use the side, yes. Lift your hips, lift your ribs. Maybe the head goes back. Keep pushing down to rise up. And then return to plank pose. Belly stays in, lower down slowly. Inhale for cobra pose. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Now the good news is, you're gonna walk your hands to the back of the mat. Bring your hands back to meet your feet. Turn your toes out, your knees out a little bit. Take a nice deep squat at the back of the mat. Be nice to your knees. You might need to enter that gently. Now, as you sit, I know that you want to rest, but I need you to have some level of integration. Feel your feet on the floor. All 10 toes, pressing down and weight in the heels. The wider your feet are, the easier it is to come down. So if you're having trouble getting your knees to bend, open a little wider. And if you're feeling compression in your ankles, you can lift your heels off of the mat. You can do it on your toes. Good. Now, with the footprints pushing down, can you also lift the pelvic floor? There we go. Now press your hands together so you can widen your chest. I want you to feel your spine as long as possible. The tailbone almost draws down and the crown of the head draws up and the spine really grows here. Let's take 2 more breaths. That's it. Now one more breath. Release your hands and very slowly straighten your legs. Your feet will turn back in toward straight, right in toward the middle. Now bend your knees a little. Tuck your tailbone and your chin. No chair pose here. Tuck your tailbone and your chin. We're going to start to come up. So it's a little baby bend in the knees. A tuck of the tailbone, tuck your chin, and roll up slowly. Yep, one vertebra at a time. As soon as you come up, I want you to put your attention down in your feet. Feel what you receive from the support beneath you, and notice what you are downloading. There is an exchange. Now slowly on your inhale, let the arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Don't lose your footing. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. And then walk it out into plank pose. No drama here. We're going to lower down slow. Inhale into cobra. And then exhale your way back into downward facing dog. Now, right foot steps up, stay on your left toes. It's a high crescent lunge. We've done it before. Try to give yourself some space. So you want to make sure when you step that right foot forward that the right foot stays on the right side of the mat. So open those feet up a little bit. Feel both footprints. It matters. Now, I want you to turn open to the left and turn that back foot so it goes flat. So turn open to the left, turn the back heel flat. That's warrior two. The front knee is bending, the back leg is straight, and you're feeling your feet on the ground. With those feet really grounded, you can really stand up tall here. Yes, I want you to feel the spine grow. Imagine like your feet have roots beneath them, and like the tree, it's pulling nutrients out of the earth, right? Inspired by Lydia in our meditation yesterday. Imagine what the tree draws up from the earth, the energy, the nutrients, the life-enhancing miracle of that. And you are one with that. Sink down a little deeper into your pose, and then let's exalt it. Drop the left arm, reach the right one to the sky. Left down, right up. Left down, right up. Heart open wide. For 2 breaths, I want you to look up way past your fingers. And even though you're looking way up into the sky, can you still feel your feet on the ground? Now keep reaching as high as you can, but turn your gaze to your back foot. Turn and look down. And even though you're looking down, can you still feel yourself reaching up? You guys are amazing. Take one more breath. Return to warrior two. Let's straighten the front leg. Put a smile on your face. Lift both arms up. Stand for a moment and just breathe. Your stance is really spacious here. The front foot is turned out and you're just breathing through your side waist. We want to keep that side waist long. So right now, try drawing the tailbone down a little bit and the front ribs in a little bit. And you feel what just happened. Everything just streamlined. So I want you to keep that feeling of the streamline. Open your arms back up and come into triangle pose. So try not to let the booty or the ribs poke out. See if you can keep it streamlined. Now, head back just a little. The footprints are going to give you your stability. You are still drawing the prana right up out of the earth. And believe me, everything that you have to give, you're giving right back. You are doing triangle with generations of humans. And we are all over the planet at this moment doing it together. Take one more breath. We're going to push down to rise up. Come back to warrior two. Inhale. And then let it flow. Both hands go down. Step back lightly and lower. Inhale for cobra pose. Just moving through your vinyasa. Exhale, down dog. Some of you are getting a little sprinkle. It's just water. Don't freak out. I could pretty much promise you that when you were done here, you were going to go home and get in a shower. Yeah? So it's a little sun sprinkle. I don't think we're going to have to leave. Let's try the whole thing on the other side. Left foot steps up. Stay on your right toes. Although some of you were like, oh yeah, it's raining, now I get to run, I get to leave. It's my cue, I'm out. Every situation we are found in the place of choices, right? How do we respond? Now this is your high crescent lunge. Check in. Do it like you mean it. And then open yourself up to warrior two. Return open to the right side this time. Pivot that back foot flat. Open your heart. Reach out through your wings. See if you can get a little more elongation in the spine. In every pose, we check in with our feet. You could actually start to draw the energy up. The arches of the feet lift. The pelvic floor lifts. We almost start to call the energy in. We start to pull it in. We can feel its support rising through the body. See if you can touch in just a little deeper. I want you to bend that front knee and then exalt. Right arm down, left arm up to the sky. Keep looking past your fingers. That's it. We're looking straight up at the sky here. So let's take that elbow straight, reach straight up, and then look past your fingers. Yes, right there. Now as you reach up, can you bend into the front knee a little deeper? Yeah, I like what I see. Now keep reaching like you mean it, but turn your gaze to the back foot. Look down at that right foot. Even as you look down, can you still reach high? So you got to keep looking down, but reach high. I'm messing with your brain, keeping you young because I love you. Go ahead, return to warrior two. Yep, take a breath. And then you flow. Oh, no, we're not flowing yet. We got triangle pose, sorry. Come back up if you came down. Stand tall, reach your arms up to the sky. Elongate the side waist. Tailbone is in. Rib cage is in. And then we come into triangle pose, trying to maintain some level of that streamline. As soon as we reach a sticky point, we very often start poking things out. It's just the way it works. We exploit our flexibility and we avoid our tension spots. And so a little bit of what we do in the practice is discipline. It's tolerance. It's patience. We're practicing non-judgment. We're looking to find our imperfections as perfection, you know? Let your head go back, open up a little bit more, and then push down to rise up. Return to warrior two for one breath only, and then let it flow. Both hands go down, step back lightly, and lower. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's make sure our feet are at hip distance apart. Push through your hands. Make sure you're breathing. Now, I want you to look at your hands, but we're going to come up differently this time. I want you to bring your feet to the outside of your hands. So you're going to come up in kind of a wide stance. Feet go to the outsides of the hands. So nice wide stance. Yep. And then come back down into your little malasana, that deep squat. Hands at the heart. Keep pressing down into the footprints. Keep lifting through the pelvic floor. And this time I want you to interlace your fingers and turn your hands inside out, like push the palms forward. And then take the arms up overhead. Yeah, not so easy. Keep pressing through your feet. Keep lifting the pelvic floor. Lift the head. That's it. You guys are amazing. Now, very slowly, very gently, start to let the arms release. We're going to put our hands on the floor. Slowly, slowly start to straighten your legs and turn your feet straight. Come halfway up on the inhale. Fold deeply on the exhale. And then check in. I want you to take your feet even wider. Take them out to the edges, maybe even slightly off the mat. That's it. Keep the feet so your toes are straight. And then lift on the inhale, draw the belly in. Let's put our hands on our shins. Just work on legs straight, spine really long, and a little weight in the toes. Now, Now, we're gonna fold to the right leg only. Go ahead, fold over into the right leg. Draw both hands onto the ankle and pull your body a little closer. Just feel. See if you can push your left hip back a little so you get a little more of a stretch and widening across the lower back. Both legs are straight. And the body is what moves. The upper body moves toward the right. So grab your ankle. Yep, pull your body towards your leg. There you go. On your next inhalation, let's lift halfway. Come back to center. And then go ahead, fold over to the left side. Just pull your body, your upper body, towards your left leg. Try to keep your hips square. You might even feel like you want to draw your right hip back a little bit. Do it till it feels so good. All right, come halfway up, inhale, and then fold right down the middle. Let's put our hands on the floor and bend our knees. That's it, bend your knees, not so deep. See if you can walk your hands between your feet, so get down a little lower. Right there. I like it. You guys okay? All right, so we're walking the hands back between the feet. Now see if you can get your hips down low enough to sit down right above the elbows. If you can get your legs to touch your elbows, look forward. Right there. Still pressing through your footprint, still lifting your pelvic floor. So you don't want to get really heavy here. That would be really hard. We want to lift the bottom just a little bit and look forward. Yeah, some of you are very confused. It will make sense in a moment. Go ahead, straighten your legs. Soften your knees, roll up like a rag doll. Yep, inhale, arms reach. Stretch it back, make it feel really good. Keep those feet on the ground, but reach for the sky. That's it. And then hands to heart center. Good, bring your feet together. We're gonna take a vinyasa. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Let's step back to plank and lower, moving with your breath, not faster or slower. Inhale into cobra pose, and then exhale back into downward facing dog. All right, right foot steps up to the top of the mat, keep it to the right side, and then place your left knee down softly. Dip a little bit into your hips. As your hips drop, remember that your legs are pulling into your hip sockets, so there's some level of integration. And just every time we change the shape of the body, we have a new awareness of sensation. Try not to look around. Know that everything you need to know, all of the experience you need to have is happening right within the space of your own mat. Even in that narrowing of your attention, you know that you're not in this alone. We are all here with you. There are people all over the planet doing the same exact thing. Now, I want you to start to walk your hands back so your hips move back. And as you do that, you'll straighten your right leg. Straighten the right leg. Start to lift your toes away from the mat and lift your chest. You can put your fingertips on the floor. The more you walk your hands back, the more likely you are to be able to touch the earth. So keep your hips up. You're on your shin. Yep, there you go. Anyone feel that in their right hamstring? Yeah, just making sure. Okay, now make sure you have balance. Make sure your hands are touching down, and then just point and flex. Play with it. Point and flex, like the sensations change. It's not just toe wiggle, it's ankle flexion, right? Flexion and extension at the ankle. And then I want you to come into the fullest flex that you can. Pull the toes up toward the knee. And then see if you can turn your right toes out. Ooh, turn the pinky toe toward the earth. You feel that? Just checking. That's it. Now, as the leg turns out, can you lift your chest a little more? Make sure you're breathing. And then just simply turn your toes back up. We're going to reestablish the lunge. Bend the front knee. Start to walk your hands forward. Let's go ahead and take downward facing dog. So the left toes tuck, the left knee lifts, and then you step back. Good. Downward facing dog. If you're feeling like you want a vinyasa, you can move. Go ahead. We'll take a few breaths in down dog, so you have the option to take another vinyasa or not. And then we'll take it on the other side, right? So the left foot is going to step forward. The right knee goes down. It's low crescent. Very good. See if you can let yourself sink down in there a little bit deeper, but at the same time, draw your legs into the hip sockets so that we're not completely exploiting the flexibility. I love how some of you have chosen to stay upright. Some of you have dropped onto your forearms. There's so many other, different and beautiful ways to express the pose. Make sure that you have your front foot far enough forward that the knee isn't going in front of the toes. So you want to maybe slide your foot a little more forward if the knee is going in front of your foot. Yeah, always safety first. All right, take one more breath right there. And then start walking your hands back. As you do, your leg will straighten. The left leg goes straight. Your hands stay on the floor. Keep your hips up. And then just play with those sensations. Maybe point and flex. Pointing and flexing. And then we'll come into flexion, holding the flex. So the toes are pulling up toward the knee. The toes are spreading back. That's it. Make sure you have balance with your hands on the floor. And then start turning the left toes out. The pinky toe turns toward the earth. Interesting, right? Just feel. You'll understand in a minute why we're doing that. It's prep work. We've been in some externally rotated poses. Yeah. It's good. Take one more breath. And then turn your toes back up. Release your foot flat. Reestablish the lunge. Left knee bends. Walk the hands forward. And then the right toes tuck. We step back and lower. Take a full vinyasa this time. We're going to clear the slate. Take one breath in downward facing dog. So inhale as you push back. And then simply exhale and walk your feet to the top of the mat. All right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. With a flat back, rise all the way up, belly in, arms sweep. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. We're going to soften the knees. So if I was standing at the top of my mat, I'm going to soften my knees. And then with my left leg, I'm going to take a big step out to the side. So we're going to face sideways on the mat, facing the left. And then I want you to turn both of your feet out. Turn the toes out, the heels in. Put your hands on your hips. Now, tailbone down, ribs in. Just start to feel your footprints. Solid footprints. Keeping the head lifted and the chest lifted, begin to curiously bend both knees. That's it. Take it down slow. And for me right now, it feels like I got nothing but time, right? My intention is not to kill you, obviously, but I want you to be curious and I want you to take your time. Sometimes when I first enter this pose, I have to rock a little bit side to side and I have to adjust the spacing of my feet. So I know that I'm actually feeling like I'm in the right spot. Sometimes I have to come a little narrower, sometimes I have to go a little wider. So I want you to find that just right spot and then sweep your arms out like a T. Lift the pelvic floor. Get support. Imagine from the arches of your feet, you are drawing energy right up from the earth. She wants nothing more than to sustain us. That's it. Sit a little deeper. Take your arms up over your head. Reach up, sit down. It's that press and pull. It's all happening at the same time, and you're strong enough to do it. Take one more breath, and then push through your footprints and come on up slowly. Bring your hands back down, and then turn your feet in, please. Good. Inhale, extend back, and then exhale, forward fold. I love the way you're moving today. All right. Now you might want to bring your feet in just a little bit closer, not super close, but some of you are really wide, so I'm going to invite you to bring them in wider than your hips, but not fully in like prasarita. We don't want that wide leg stance. And then start dropping your bottom again. Start looking forward. We're going to walk the hands back, at least to the heels, with all of our fingers pointing forward. I want you to get your hands back as far as possible with them flat. So the palms down. Yes. Now, start squeezing your legs onto your arms. Start sitting down onto the elbows and look forward. That's it. See if you can wiggle your feet around in front of you and hook your ankles together. Yep. Wiggle the feet around in front and hook your ankles together. That's it. There's a balance there. So good. So good. Release your feet, put them back down. Yeah, put your feet back down, then release your arms and start to come on up slowly. Lift your bottom, pull the belly in, roll up through your spine. Inhale, arms reach. And again, slowly exhale, fold. So now what I ask of you will feel just like nothing, right? We're going to walk our hands over to the right side. Start to tuck your right shoulder to the inside of your right knee. Take the right arm under your leg and around behind you, and then see if you can put that hand up onto your lower back. Now your left arm is going to circle all around the other side, and you can create a bind here. Now, lengthen your spine. Start to straighten your legs and twist open to your left. Yep, that's it. You can put a towel between your hands, or you can grab your shirt. You guys are doing great here. And you can stay right there. I know some of you know what bird of paradise is. If you know what bird of paradise is, you will bring your left foot in towards center, or wiggle the right foot in. You have to be a little closer to center here. And then you're going to trust your left leg and come up to standing with that right leg bound. The right leg comes up to the sky, toes spread to the sky. Amazing. We got lots of it going on the platform. How are you guys doing over here? We got some. Go ahead and put it down. I'm going to teach you. Go ahead, put it back down. Hang down in the center for a second. All right, I think I should go on the other one. Amber, will you demonstrate on that side? Are you warm enough to do it? Okay, so we got one on that side. Amber's going to demonstrate on that side. I'll be on this side. I'll walk you through it. So our feet are wider than our hips, and we're in a forward fold. Walk your hands over to the left side. Now soften your knees, tuck your left shoulder under your knee. That's it. The arm is going to go under you, then wrap up to the back. The right arm circles all the way around the other side, and you try to bind. Or you grab your shirt. You can just grab your shirt, grab your towel. That's it. Now, you got to trust your right leg. The left one is bound. You're going to come up to stand on the right leg. So you shift a little weight into the right. That's it. Pull the belly in. The leg is bound. It should come with you, right? So we trust the right one. We push down through that foot, and we come to standing. Once you're up, we extend the leg up into the sky. Spread through the toes. Lift your chest, spine long. Whoop. Can you guys do that? And then soften the leg in the air. Soften the standing leg. Put both feet back onto the ground. Release your bind. Let's all roll up slowly. Roll it up slowly. Take a step to the front of the mat. All right. Pause for a moment. Breathe. Notice how you feel. We're going to take one last vinyasa. So I want you to do it on your own. Like, I want you to really honor the length of your own breath. Arms reach on your inhalation. You fold on your exhalation. Lift halfway, inhale. Take it back and lower on the exhale. Find your way to down dog and just enjoy one long, slow, deep breath. In your own way, in your own time, I want you to come to seated. You choose your seated position. You can sit in simple cross legs. You can sit in Virasana, which is sitting on your heels. Just take a quiet moment. One of my most favorite things about practicing in the park is that it is way more real. You know, in the studio, we have dim lighting and salt lamps all around. There's no windows, and you get lavender towels, and there's soft music playing. It's like we minimize all of the distraction. It creates a different kind of experience. Here, we have trains going by, traffic moving. This is real life. And so here we create our stillness while the world moves around us. There's something really brilliant about that. And what it does is it allows you the opportunity to do this on your own. To choose that you can find a place of stillness while the world spins around you. This exists within you all the time. And I know sometimes in the park it feels like, well, I can do it there because there's so many people with me. I'm not alone. But every time you choose this, know that you have generations and generations of yogis behind you. You carve a path for all of those that might join you in the future. And I believe that at every moment when you choose this stillness, that everyone right here, everyone on the stream, everyone on this globe that you practice with is there with you in the moment. We are never in this alone. Somehow we have been called to do this work. I don't really know if we have to understand why. Something brings us to the mat. Tap into all of the prana, all of the energy that you get from the earth, all of the support you get from the fellow yogis. The magnitude of carrying forth generations of this work. We are a part of humanity. We're growing in really great numbers. It's necessary. And we are not alone. Go ahead and lay yourself down. Go ahead, lay down onto your back. I started a little bit late today, and I want to make sure that you get a proper cool down, but I want to respect your time, so it's just about 10. If you really need to go, I understand. If you can just stay for a few more moments. We're going to take a spinal twist to make sure you don't have any kinks left in the body, and then we're going to lay in stillness. So draw your knees to your belly, take a little gentle twist to the right side. Try to do it softly, like there's nowhere to get to. You don't have to plug your feet in. You can feel the support of your mat beneath you. Take a really long, slow, deep breath and then let it out even longer, even slower. And then gently bring your knees around to the other side. Once you settle in, try to soften. Let those feet rest on the ground. Just let everything go. Don't hold your feet in the air. Yep, soften. And we'll take that long, slow, deep breath and let it out a little longer, a little slower. And then you can roll to center. Take your arms out by your sides. Let your legs go down long. Palms facing up, feet soft. I have this new contraption at home that Andy bought. It's this little platform. And you just lay your phone on it to charge. You don't have to plug your phone in. You just kind of lay the phone onto the thing and it just charges. And it sort of reminds me, I use the phone all day long. And then I get home and I lay it. It's like I'm laying my phone onto a little yoga mat. And the whole surface of the phone lays there and it recharges. It's like us in Shavasana. We go and we go. And instead of just a little wire plugged in somewhere, like your whole body is plugged into her right now. The back of your head, the back of your arms. You can feel it in your heartbeat, your heels. Let go. Now I want your first movement to come with the breath. Let the breath move you first. As the movement starts to really happen and ripple through your body, you can start to move your muscles, your bones, articulate through the joints, and just eventually you can stretch and move any way you like. And it would be so beautiful if you would join each other all sitting up, facing in toward center. Just knowing how popular yoga is now, thinking about all the different time zones and all the different parts of the planet, could you imagine the possibility of how many people might actually be chanting Om right now? Like, is there a possibility that when we chant that all somehow comes together? Like, I don't know, like, I don't really understand the World Wide Web either, but we know it works, right? Like, could you imagine if we were all able to tap into the same energy grid? Can't see it. But this beautiful universal sound connects us. We're going to bring our hands together. Bring them right up to your heart. And if you choose, you can place them like in prayer position. Or I offer you the option to place your left hand onto your heart and your right hand on top of your left hand. So you could actually feel the vibration as it happens in your body. That's it. And then just one really deep breath. Make sure your belly fills up, that your ribs widen. Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Om peace, peace, perfect peace. May we each walk away from our practice today knowing that we are not alone, knowing that we are part of something way bigger, that there is a movement all over the planet. There is a calling to so many human beings. They feel exactly the same way you do. Even if you can't describe it, they understand. They are coming to the mat too. We are all doing our own work. And in doing our own work, we are elevating ourselves. We are awakening to whatever it is we are meant to learn. And in that, we carve a path. We open the doorway for others to follow. I thank you so, so much for being open to this work. I understand if you came out to get a workout, that is a powerful choice. That is how I started. I thought it was an efficient way to get in strength, flexibility, and cardio. I did my yoga hard and fast. Man, have I grown. And so many of you have grown with me. It has been an amazing journey. I am grateful for every moment, every lesson, every breath that I have taken with each of you. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Happy Saturday. Yeah. And it didn't really rain. Everyone said all week as we got closer to the weekend, it's going to rain Saturday. It's going to rain Saturday. I'm like, stop it. Don't say that. You're going to bring it. The sun always shines on Sanborn. Yes. So, what's going on this week? Oh, Guatemala. Awakened Woman. I am partnering up with my soul sister, Terry Cooper. She is the founder of Connection Coalition, formerly known as Yoga Gangsters, also was the owner of 305 Yoga in Miami, a very vibrant, rich, and deep community, just like we have here in Boca. We have so much in common, and yet we are so different. We approach our yoga from very different life experiences, and so when we come together, we offer something really unique and special. It is called Awakened Woman. It's going to be all about sisterhood. If you identify as a woman, you can come. All are welcome, but it is going to be very focused on leadership and what it is to really navigate all the roles of being a woman today. How are we being affected by the media? How are we living? What are our thought processes? And maybe we can all try to elevate above some of our struggles and heal some of the wounds of generations and move forward in a new way. So if anyone is interested in exploring this work, it's 5 days on Lake Atitlan and then 2 more days in Antigua. The work in Lake Atitlan, 5 days, will be deep. We're going to do yoga every day, meditate. It's a Mayan culture. We have ritual planned every single day. We'll be hiking, amazing healthy food. It's just going to be a great immersion. So I have some postcards with me. If you're curious and you want to get some information, just come talk to me. You can find out all of the details online. I also have passes for the studio. If you've never been to Yoga Journey, please come be my guest. Yes, here's a pass. Here's the retreat. Yes.
Just wanted to say thank you. You're awesome.
Oh, thank you.